And I want to turn my attention now to one of the cards from emotional literacy. And so I wonder, Michelle, if you could bring it up, and I have my card so that I can also share that with people. This is from our integrity deck, and it's part of my intention here to have us be able to share the skills that will create solid and flexible and dynamic internal structures for us so that we're not relying on a crumbling external structure, but really recreating and recreating structures that allow us to presence ourselves fully, be here fully, and connect with others. So the one that occurred to me today is I welcome emotions and sensations as they move through me. So in our 15 minutes this morning, we were really practicing noticing emotions and sensations as they move through us. And the question is, in what ways can I notice what I'm actually feeling and experiencing in the moment? And I love the little collage that comes with this that Kirsten made. It's so let yourself go back and forth between the sentence. You might say the sentence out loud to yourself, or I can say it, and then look at the collage, and then just notice what your internal experience is. I welcome emotions and sensations as they move through me. Hmm. Yeah, so as I'm looking at the picture, I notice I get a kind of wonderful peekaboo quality of the child looking out through all of the kind of mysterious stuff that we all have going on inside all the time. And notice what the experience is of asking yourself a question as compared to giving yourself a sentence to play with. In what ways can I notice what I'm actually feeling and experiencing in the moment? In the moment. Hmm. So, what arises for me is that breathing and moving are really reliable ways for me to experience. So, notice what allows you to actually feel and experience. One thing could be placing your attention on yourself. So try that out. That's what we were practicing earlier. And as you're doing that, I want to share with you what I think of as the main value here is that our our wisdom of generations and generations comes to us through our sensations and emotions. And the more that we're open to those and welcome those, the more we're able to presence ourselves and respond fully in the moment. So you can go ahead and remove that, and we'll come back to the group. So the other thing with feelings is that so many people are skilled at noticing them later. Like something happens, and then 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or a week later, you go, oh, that was what was happening there. I got scared. I withdrew. Then you looked like you were on my case. And now we're in a hassle. And I didn't realize it's because I didn't presence that feeling right in that moment. The other thing, well, actually, there are many other things, but one thing that's just occurring to me is that the flow of feelings and sensations can give us solutions. So very often when we're like, I want to create a new project or I want to resolve an issue and I'm thinking about it. And I may even talk to somebody else about it, but it's not the same as accessing this deep internal wisdom that I have that comes through really presencing and welcoming feelings and sensations. So try this out by wondering about some issue or something that you've wanted to resolve, and start by thinking about it and trying to think up a solution to it. And I can see even by looking at you that a whole bunch of you, your breathing has gotten more shallow and your attention has gone up and you kind of went like, you got two-dimensional on yourself. Yeah, so that's how we're trained. We're trained to go up and to think about it and to think really hard about it, maybe to even make lists, the pros and the cons, and to gather the evidence and maybe do some research. And what that leaves out entirely is you and this amazing wisdom that you have that flows through your feelings and your body sensations. So I want you to try an experiment. Think of this issue again. It doesn't have to be a big deal. It doesn't even have to be a problem. It could be something you're wanting to create, but it hasn't quite come into being yet. So think about that thing for a moment. So you got it in your mind, and then notice how you're organizing yourself, what body sensations you're experiencing right now, and just give that generous attention to them, following them around in you, and add a little to it because that adds in wonder. Hmm. Hmm. And then often when I do that, maybe not right in the moment, but a little bit later, something pops up, and it pops up like a little cosmic burp. It just goes like boop, like an image or a memory, or, oh, that's what that was about. And this is such a reliable way of being friendly with yourself as you're moving through life. I invite you to play with that this week, of really emphasizing learning how to welcome emotions and sensations as they move through me. Because I want to tell you too, as I practiced as a therapist many years ago, the biggest problem that people reported was that they didn't feel anything. And that the whole feeling was completely foreign. So feeling is not just emotion, it's the ability to presence, it's the ability to bring my attention to something. So, what's just coming to me is let your body tell you right now some place that wants your attention. What just came to me is the very backs of my shins. The between the back of my knee and my ankle. And so what I'm imagining is I'm going to scoop some love in and I'm going to place it up against the back of my legs with my attention. And so notice what kind of experiment is being invited for you from welcoming emotions. And also, let's just play a little bit with welcoming as a whole body experience. So, what are some welcoming gestures? What are some welcoming sounds that you can make? Hmm. And I notice also as I'm welcoming that my whole system slows down. Because when I'm welcoming, I want to make sure I'm noticing and I'm giving my attention, I'm feeling into. So notice what happens to your pace. So for me, welcoming and feeling into the pace of my presencing. I think it would be fun for you this week to open up to the different paces of presence for you. And my guess is that it's almost always going to be a little bit more leisurely or a lot more leisurely, but not still. because it's still in flow. Yeah, beautiful. So I'm going to pause for a moment and see if there's anything else. And I'm also appreciating, because I've been noticing, I've been doing my own loop of awareness of feeling me and then noticing you. And I've been appreciating all of the wonderful play and exploration that's been going on. And so take a moment to appreciate yourself for your creativity, and appreciating your neighbors here on the call for all of their creativity. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Jen is going back and pointing to different people. It would be great if we could look over. I love it if we could get an app that would allow us to look over the window of the Zoom, kind of come in from the side. It's going to come. I just know it's going to come. All right. Well, thank you very much. I was able to, pretty much presence myself through this whole thing. So I'm going to appreciate myself. I'm now completely vaccinated. Yeah. And for those of you who had vaccination fear, I definitely did. And I just presenced that and really just kept listening. Loop of awareness will be so valuable to you as you're continuing to just move through the various challenges here. So until next time, presencing rules. Mwah. Okay, you can unmute and celebrate, and until next time.
Thank you.
Yay!
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Everyone.
Yay!
So good to see you all.
Thank you so much.
Love
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye.